Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and the start of a brand new series, Mackem's Monday Mix. Now this replaces the What's in the Box series that we've been running for 170 episodes. I mean technically there was 172, but two of them were two-parters. And I just thought the What's in the Box title was a bit sort of out of date because it doesn't reflect what I've actually been doing on a Monday's video, because there's a bit of everything. So Monday's mix seems to be a bit more sensible. I could have called it Mac and Molar's Monday Mix, but I think there's a lot of ums in there. So anyway, we'll start off today with something that I've actually picked up in my change. There's this £1 coin from 2016, and it's a lefty. So the million is just to the left of that little shield on the bottom. Unfortunately, it isn't a mule error because the micro lettering around this side does actually state 2016. Now, the mintage figure was 648,936,536, but it didn't actually go into circulation until the 28th of March 2017. So we've just gone past 7 years. So we've had this 12-sided coin just over 7 years in circulation. In 2017, the mintage figure was 749,616,200. Obviously, the high mintage figures is because of the old round pounds were slowly getting taken out of circulation. And in 2018, the mintage figure for the 12-sided one went down to 130,560,000. Now, I did send a comment via New Mister to one of their people about the 2023-24 coins, how the million, this bit here, is now on the left-hand side, but I've had two annual sets, one of which is on the left and one is on the right. So I just thought, is that going to be an error as well? But apparently they must have contacted the Royal Mint and they've just said it can be anyway, just the way the coins actually fall into the rimming machine, I suppose that's what Bungle calls it. Secondly, while me and the wife were out doing our weekly shop, I noticed in one of the reject coin trays was this American 1 cent. And it's actually from 1995. Now this one has a mintage figure of 6,411,440,000, and it is a Philadelphia mint. It doesn't actually have a mint mark on it. Now, there is 1995 double die errors where the lettering on the back is sort of a lot thicker, and according to New Mister, an uncirculated one can go for about £61. But anyway, I don't have this date in the collection, so that was a nice addition. Right, so moving on to a couple of coins I've actually received in the post. The first one is the latest in the Star Wars series, part of the sort of vehicles that are used. This is the Millennium Falcon, and there is another 3 to come out, but I'll be mentioning that a little bit later on in the video. I have noticed, however, that the packaging seems to be a lot better. Now, I don't know whether it's by coincidence, because I did send them an email saying what on earth's going on with these packages. They all seem to be creased, but people that I've seen on YouTube fairly recently, none of them seem to have this crease on the packaging anymore. So anyway, that's a nice one, and obviously we've got the Martin Jennings portrait of King Charles on the obverse, so not a bad one. I've actually got another one due. Could well be in one of these packages, I'm not sure. This one here And see, I haven't opened up yet, and this should have been one from the Royal Mint. Just adjust the mat there. Let's get rid of all the evidence. Can't remember what. Oh, it's a new 007. So it's the Bond of the 90s. Oh, the speedboats. I'm not going to bother opening the packaging. We can pause and read that at your leisure. So, obverse designer Martin Jennings, reverse designer Matt Dent and Christian Davies, who've been doing quite a lot of coins, not just the 007 series. Very nice. Got that change checker card, by the way, for this one, which we'll be opening shortly. And this one, I think this one might be from Westminster as well, because I know I've ordered a couple of items. Again, I'll get rid of the evidence. Ah, right. It is actually the other Millennium Falcon one. So I've got two, because one will be going in my Big Daddy 8 date run, and then I've got some that are going in the blue carded one, and we've got another change checker trading card, which I'll tell you what, because I've got them here, we'll quickly scan to see what we've got. Shakespeare Histories, excellent. That's one I don't have. There you go, John Bergdahl did all three of the Shakespeare coins from 2016. The key fact, the three coins were designed to commemorate the 400th anniversary of the death of William Shakespeare, and this coin takes inspiration from his most famous history play, Macbeth. Excellent. What have we got for the other one? I think I must have nearly the full 11. Mary Rose. Oh, I've already got that one. So that's just a duplicate. So I'll just move everything out of there. This Dan's medallion there is very good for scratching off these trading cards. Right, so I'll just move all of these off the mat. Just move that. Now the next bit in the video is called In Case You Missed It. Now I've already mentioned about the Millennium Falcon Star Wars coin, but the other three designs have also been announced. So on the screen we've got, as along with the Millennium Falcon, we've got the TIE Fighter, the X-Wing and the Death Star 2, part of the Star Wars vehicle series. Now along with that, we've just had the Harry Potter Winged Keys coin released as well. I'm not sure if there's going to be a 4 coin series in this one. I'm presuming there will be. But if you live in or around Essex, or if you just fancy a day out, you can head to the Lakeside Shopping Centre on Saturday the 13th of April, because Change Checker are doing their latest 50p for 50p swap. So they're going to be taking 1,000 coins, as it says on the screen, half each of Star Wars and half each of Harry Potter. I think they're trying to say which one is going to be the more popular. Now it doesn't look like it's going to be the new coins that have just been released, but rather than the old 4 coin sets for both that we had like last year. So I suppose you could have a family 4, take 50p each, and get 1 each of that particular series. So you've got a set straight away. Now next up we've got On This Day.
On this day.
Yes, I've already said that. So today is April Fool's Day, or All Fool's Day. Now one theory is that it evolved from medieval times, where they had the Feast of Fools, which used to be held on the 1st of January. Now a lot of people thought it silly that these people were celebrating New Year on the 1st of January rather than in the previous day. So that's why All Fools Day tend to have come about. That is one theory. But also on this day, we had a few notable deaths. On the 1st of April 1984, Marvin Gaye was shot and killed by his father following a domestic altercation, and he was actually just one day short of his 45th birthday. So on the 2nd of April he would have been 45. Also on the 1st of April 1917, the ragtime composer Scott Joplin died. Obviously his entertainer theme tune was used in the 1973 film The Sting, which starred Paul Newman and Robert Redford. In 1974, the Ayatollah Khomeini advocated Iran to be an Islamic republic. And 5 years to that day, on the 1st of April 79, following a referendum, it was declared an Islamic republic and marked the end of the Iranian Revolution. In 1976, Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak and Ronald Wayne formed Apple Computers. It was actually started up in the garage of Jobs' parents' house, which was in Cupertino, California. 1st of April 2004, Google announced their new messaging service Gmail, but because of the launch date, there was a few skeptics who thought it was a bit of a hoax. But 5 years later, in 2009, the number of people had hit 1 billion users. In 1945, on the 1st of April, the US troops landed on the island of Okinawa. And obviously there has been a film about the Battle of Okinawa. In 1918, the Royal Air Force was formed from an amalgamation of the Royal Flying Corps and the Royal Naval Air Service. And 6 years later, on the 1st of April 1924, the Royal Canadian Air Force was formed. Now, staying in Canada, in 1969, the Royal Canadian Mint, although it was founded on the 2nd of January 1908, it was actually formally formed as a Crown Corporation. So the picture I've got here of the Ottawa Mint, which looks very much like a big palace and the castle. And this one here is the Winnipeg Mint. On the 1st of April 1969, the Hawker Siddeley Harrier, the vertical takeoff fighter, that entered service into the RAF. And then there was a couple of notable births on the 1st of April. In 1940, radio and TV broadcaster Annie Nightingale was born. Now, she died just recently on the 11th of January, aged 83. She was the first female presenter for the BBC's Old Grey Whistle test, among other things. On the 1st of April 1932, American actress and singer Debbie Reynolds was born. Sadly, she died in 2016. Obviously, you can remember from Singing in the Rain. I mean, I used to love the old style musicals. I think it's because me mother and father were both sort of musically minded. My mum was a singer. My dad used to play the piano, etc. So I sort of got us into that. So any sort of musicals that are on the TV, I still like to watch to this day. Now, the other end of the spectrum, on the 1st of April 1961, the 2009 Britain's Got Talent winner, Susan Boyle, was born. So today she's now 63 years of age. So there's quite a few bits there that actually mentions the RAF. So obviously it was set up in 1918, and I thought it was a good idea to do a spotlight on. Yeah, no expense spared there with the graphics. So in 2018, the Royal Mint marked the centenary of the RAF with 5 commemorative coins. Unfortunately, they were all uncirculated. Now the first one we're going to have a look at is the RAF badge. Now this was actually in the 2018 annual coin set alongside the Frankenstein £2 coin. The engraver for this is Rhys Morgan, and I've already mentioned how it merged with the Royal Flying Corps and the Royal Naval Air Service. Now mintage figure wise, there is 96,250. Now that's what I've got from the Royal Mint site and from New Mister. However, that figure is incorrect. When I was doing a bit scouting about, I came across the Coin Hunter app. Now, the figure that they quote for mintage figure is actually 97,613, which is actually a difference of 1,363. Now I'll explain the reason why that is in just due course. So we'll quickly move on to the next one. The next one we've got is the RAF Vulcan. Now the next 4 coins in the series were all done by the Talbot brothers, Neil and Richard. And the picture there, Neil is actually the one on the top, Richard the bottom. Richard was actually, I don't know if he still is, the head of the Fine Arts Department at Newcastle University. But this figure here, the 60,538, that is also wrong. It should be 61,222. Again, figures I've got from Royal Mint website and from New Mister. So a difference of 684. Now, the RAF Vulcan was obviously made by Avro, but it was later called the Hawker Siddeley Vulcan. It was a strategic bomber and it was used between 1956 and 1984 when it was retired. It's a delta wing design. It's got no defence weaponry. It relied on high speed and high altitude and flight to avoid detection. It was also quite instrumental in the NORAD simulations that are held in the United States, where it avoided detection on a couple of occasions. Next up is probably one of the iconic figures, the RAF Spitfire. Again, that figure 73,052 is incorrect by 684 again. It should be 73,736. Now the Spitfire is probably, like I said, the most recognised RAF plane from World War II. The manufacturer was Supermarine. Although the first flight was in 1936, it was mainly used between 1938 and 1961 when it was retired. You can still see them now and again in air shows, but there was actually more Hurricanes used in World War II than the Spitfires. That is Hurricane rather than Harry Kane, who plays for Bayern Munich, but he likes to celebrate like an airplane.
Yeah, obviously.
Alright, now next up we've got the RAF Sea King. Again, that figure is 684 out. So instead of 52,052, it should be 52,736. Now each of these coins, by the way, they've got like an edge inscription, per ardua ad astra, which is Latin for through adversity to the stars. Now, the Sea King was made by Westland. It was mainly used for anti-submarine and reconnaissance missions by the Royal Navy. Obviously, they used to do air sea rescue as well. The RAF search and rescue are yellow, and the Royal Navy search and rescue is like red and grey livery. A Sea King variant, I think it was called Commando, was actually used as a troop transporter. It was used between 1969, with the last variant in the Royal Navy retired in 2018, as obviously new modern helicopters replaced them. And last, by no means least, is a coin that I don't have, so I'll have to put a little picture on the screen. This is the RAF F-35 Lightning II. Now, the mintage figure, as per Royal Mint and New Mister, does actually state 49,423. Again, it's wrong by 684. It should be 50,107. Now, it's actually a US-made fighter, made by Lockheed Martin of the United States in Fort Worth, but it's got a lot of British components in it. Its first flight was in 2006, and it's still in service today. It's what they call an arrested landing and vertical takeoff. The arrested landing is actually so it can be used on aircraft carriers, and it also has a canopy at the top, which when opened, I think it's called the toilet seat, for want of a better word. It's so it can allow cold air to come in through the top, and hot air is actually blown out from the bottom. And the thruster on the back can actually be moved downwards as well, so allowing the cold air through this canopy, which can actually be warm air coming out from the bottom, allows the fighter jet to actually hover. Now, getting back to the mintage figures, the Coin Hunter app, like I said, it's got different figures to everywhere else I've looked at. So following a bit of research, I found that on the Royal Mint website, further down the page, just underneath all the other 5 coins, it does actually say others. And then we've got the collecting album, and it's got red arrows set because there was actually 1,393 of the RAF badges put into these red arrow set, but it hasn't actually been added into the figures. So that is why Coin Hunter is spot on with those figures. The 684 is because of the other 4 coins in the series, including the Lightning. They were actually used in PNC covers. There was 684 of those. Now, at first I thought I'd found a picture online of this one, but then I realised it's got a 5 coin set and it should only be a 4 coin set. And on the reverse, when you look, it's got a Westminster logo on. So it's obviously coins that they've bought loose and they've put into their own packaging. But further investigation, I did find a picture of a one, and it has actually got the 4 coins in it. So, like I said, Coin Hunter has been spot on with those figures, so I'm going to have to adjust all those on the bottom of the flips. I might have to reflip them as well, might look a bit better. Anyway, that's it for today, folks. I hope you have enjoyed it. Like I said, there was a lot of research I've actually done to get into all the information I've put into the video today. You can let us know in the comments. Please be gentle with us, because like I say, it is a very new one to me. And until the next time, keep on hunting, enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.